It's time for bookkeeping, beer, and BS. So, John, how, as you've scaled this business, just back to the people and the business side of it, what are those like inflection points you had as you were growing? Because, like you said, there was the coaching moment where you like got out of your own way. I'd imagine you probably like raised your prices a little bit, changed some processes, started hiring people. But I can't imagine that's the only point in growing your business where you're like, what the fuck? Right? Because there's all these like weird sticking points as you scale the business where what you were doing doesn't solve the problems that you have now, and the people that you had don't solve the problems that you have now. What are there any like other memorable points like that in your trajectory where you like shit got sticky and you had to figure out some new things to keep moving forward and keep growing?
Well, it was about just building a team and a team of the right people and not just plugging human beings in. And so I believe in relationships and building relationships with people. And I'll give you one example. One of our service advisors that's been with us for 9 years now, I knew him prior because he managed a Valvoline quick lube. And he would, they only do oil changes and maintenance there. And so he'd refer work over to us when they'd have a customer come in with something that they couldn't do. So, and I'd spiff him a little bit. And so him and I had a relationship, and I liked the guy a lot. I liked him, and he was a great people person, great personality. Everybody likes him. And so I told him when we were doing this, I said, someday you're going to work for me. And probably 2 or 3 years into that relationship, he said he had enough with Valvoline, and we hired him. And so it was about because everything kind of fell into place once I added teammates and gave them roles. And so then, if you have good people up front, then they're usually going to be able to sell. And when they can sell, as long as you can produce. And so again, during this phase of my career, I was with the 20 group, the peer group, and it's just so huge. Whenever I'd have an issue, I didn't have to sit and throw things at the wall and hope it stuck. Mm-hmm. I would bounce it off my friends, and they already had an answer for me, and I would just follow suit. So and I kind of was already this way anyway, but you have to be open-minded. And you have to be able to listen to constructive criticism without getting defensive. And these businesses are our baby. And some people can look at a business like it's just a business. It's nothing more than that. But for me, and when you do a startup,
Dan's good at that. To be completely frank, he's really good at being like, this is a business. This is what we do.
So that's the part that I'm not that guy. I'm the guy that passionately, it's my baby. And so with that, there's emotion tied to it. And so it was different for me in that regards, but I still was so open-minded, and I respected my peers because I saw what they had. We would go, not only the numbers and stuff that I shared with you, these shop owners are all over the country. So 3 times a year, we would travel as a group to their town, and they'd host a meeting, and it would be a round table meeting for 2 days. And then one day was at their business while they're in business, and we'd break off into groups, and they would have, certain issues they wanted us to look at, but we would interview their employees. We'd interview businesses around them, about the shop's reputation. We already knew their numbers, but we dig further into their books, and we come up with an action plan and what have you. So it was, you really knew what other people were doing and what was working.
Yeah.
So you really would emulate that. And so that's how powerful it was for me. Whereas others, if you're just a business owner by yourself and you have some friends, yeah, they're going to help you and share things. But this was way more deeper than that. And that's why I was able to, I think, catapult so much faster. Once I understood I needed help. The problem was I didn't know how to get help until I found it. So
yeah,
we don't know what resources are out there for you until you have them. Sometimes, you know what I mean.
You don't know what you don't know, and I say that all the time.
Yep.
And it's a confidence level too. It's like Can I do it? I don't know if I can do it. I don't know if I can do it. We all, have little insecurities here, especially when I was younger. I did. And I hadn't achieved the things. That's another thing, we talk about that the new generations are lacking, is they don't achieve things, so they don't have self-confidence. And once you have the self-confidence, then it's amazing, right? You guys obviously you both do. It's like, I can do anything. It's just, do I want to put the hard work into it? Because that's what it's going to take. Am I dedicated enough to do it? And for me, I have all my friends. The newest thing in my world with my business friends is they all own multiple shops now. And I decided I didn't want to do that. Some of them are 10 years younger than me, so they still have this high charged energy. And you want to talk about, happiness, right? I'm happy. I think that if I own more shops, I wouldn't be happy. So
yeah, it's the guy that just exited a bunch of businesses. I like where your mind's at.
So I'm happy with what I make. I have nice things. I go on lots of vacations. I work 25 hours a week. My coaching I do for giving back. I don't make a lot of money doing it. It's not about the money anyway. It's the affiliation. It keeps me I'm rubbing shoulders with people that I want to rub shoulders with when I'm in this. And so I'm doing what I want to do, and I'm happy.
Hey, what's up, business nerd? Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you learned a heck of a lot watching that episode. Do me a favor, subscribe right down here. And if you really like what you saw, you got more goods right here. Check out this one or check out this one and do this. Go subscribe. Appreciate you. Work smarter, work harder, go earn yourself some pride. Catch you on the next one.